Hello traders, Nick Shaheen here looking at Palantir. It's been good to me. I just recently found it not too long ago and started doing videos, so you can scroll back in the video channel to find out from the first one on out. Bullish the stock long term, so I'm going to split this in two. I'm not an expert as to exactly what they do, but I understand enough. I'm an engineer, electrical engineering in the olden days. Turned into somebody who's interested in stock markets that does nothing but that. So in this case, I see the potential. I see the business potential. I've seen management and they sounded pretty confident. I like that. And it's not just one person. Everybody that I heard was pretty good. I see what other people believe in them, so that gives me another layer of confidence. It's expensive, sure. It's still new publicly. It's not a new company, but it's new publicly, so they have a lot to prove. But it's easy to accept the potential upside opportunity. How about I say this? If the stock market is higher down the line, this one should do well. Okay, so meanwhile, I've traded it based on a couple of ranges. So this is a daily chart. It's not enough to trade it. Now this is trading versus the initial part I just said was investing. Now this is trading. It's a good trader. Today somebody downgraded it. It was down and then it rallied. So I liked how it acted. It still didn't make a lower low. Then, the trend of higher lows is still alive. The channel, you can see it. This is a daily. So I can see a few things. I can speak to a few things right from here. I have a lot of lines, but they're hand drawn. Look. So I don't use a lot of indicators. The first tool I have is my eyeballs. They help me find all the levels that matter. In this case, the one level that sticks out is about 26, and that's what the orange line is. And guess what? I did not draw this orange line. So the price action agrees with me. And this is the place where they traded it the most. Buying and selling happened the most around 26. And look how pivotal it is. It was, they teetered around it, and then they held it, they fell below it, and now they're fighting with it. Right? So you can expect muck thereabouts. I expect sellers above 28 for trades, and I expect support where it just bounced off of. So there was a range between 25 and 28 that played out perfectly for a long time. I think it's back, 25 to 28. I don't have proof, so I don't want to risk a lot of money on it. I did risk some money this week. I was short a put spread, which means bullish, at 25, and it played out, and I took it off yesterday. Thank God I did that, because today would have been a little challenged in the morning, and I would have been needing to manage it. So what was that? I sold risk below 25. So I needed price to stay above 25 to win. That's all I needed. I didn't need a rally. And, I collected, I forgot how much. Let's say $1. And then it popped. The stock price popped. So that dollar got cheaper. It became to 50 cents. I bought it back. So I left money on the table, proverbially. And that's fine. It was profits. I'm not going to complain. All right, so let's see if I can find some trading lines to watch. So now I switch to a 2-hour chart. So now same company, every candle is 2 hours. Let me see if my drawings would help, otherwise I'll just take them off. Okay, so look at this. Oh my gosh. So I drew this. I bet you if you look back at the last video, maybe I did this during the last video, that was my price path that I had predicted. And versus the actual, I'm going to find a chart somewhere where I've posted the lines before the action. So I'd say that's pretty darn good, right? So I expect some sellers at 28. I just said that, and that's indeed where they showed up. I think the bigger ledge is at 28.50 if you want to be accurate. This potential got blown out, never materialized. This potential materialized, but a little bit too late. This potential materialized, but didn't hold. So that's why we have a range. And I drew this box based on one candle. I'll give you a second to see if you can find it. I'll give you a hint. It's not in this half. It's in this half. Time's up. No, I'm just kidding. It's this one right here. This candle had so much potential. They opened here. on a 2-hour basis. They rallied to here, they came back to here, they closed it here. So they showed us the range they wanted to play within, and look how predictive was that. So the machines are doing the same thing. I love this island. That should be support for a long time until it fails, and then it triggers a dip down here. Gift if it comes down anywhere below 20. Gift. That's my opinion. If it comes down on a bad day, it doesn't have to hit 20. I'd be selling puts down here like crazy. What does that mean? It means I sell a put to own shares. So if I want to own shares now, why wouldn't I want to get paid to own shares lower? That's the concept of selling puts. Oh, options are so scary and so dangerous. It's safer than buying the shares up here. At least I'd have a buffer. So what does that mean? Somebody wants protection, they buy a put, right? That guarantees them being able to sell the shares at X price. I would be the seller of said insurance. So the option is to buy the shares and risk my money at 26, or get paid to maybe buy it 20% cheaper. Which is better? Get paid today for the opportunity to buy it 20% cheaper. I don't know the premiums, I didn't look, but that's the idea. Or put spreads where I'm not obligated to own anything because I'm protected in the worst case scenario. All right, so back to trading the ranges. If it falls into 25, I'd be tempted to buy the dip versus trying to bail out of it. Now I have several lines. The chat room is open and buzzing. Check this out. So we have a nice ascending line. Breach of the line doesn't scare me as much as long as it stays above 24.30. That's one line. The other line is 23.60, 23.50. The last line is 22.80, 22.90. So why am I saying it doesn't scare me? Some people like to trade lines. Trend lines like this. If they see a breach of the trend line, they bug out. I believe in levels. So what if it loses this line right here? If it doesn't lose this candle right there, because this was an actual place where they bounced from. So trend line breach versus level breach. Trend line breach, level breach. Pretty close together in this case. Sometimes they're wide apart. So harmonic people that like to trade extensions probably trade the trend lines more than the people that are waiting for a trigger. Like in this case, there's nothing to do for me except to buy the dip or chase the rip. So if I see a breach above here, I'm going to put it right now. Wake me up. This could be going to 30 with a big where is the window? There it is. Weird. So a breach from here could be going to 30 with some resistance in the way. 30 question mark R. Oh, I can't see it now. And I can't remember. 28. Let's go 29. Rounding number. It's plus or minus. So I know that there's an opportunity. Look, it looks like a cup and handle type of a thing. So I would buy the dip or chase the rip. So buy the rip, buy the dip. It's my new favorite motto of the year. That's going to be my 2021 BDBR. Okay, so this is the price action. Short term, who's in charge? Right? The buyers are, even though it's a red day, because they're buying upside trend, in my opinion. You can put a channel around that, but I'm not going to. There's just too many lines. So all the lines, look, I put a circle here way back then, and look where it played out. I mean, look how perfect of a bottom that was, the circle. If I extended it to here, it would capture this entire move, except for that little fizzle right here. Fizzle. That's a French word. I don't know if it exists in English. Anyway, good company, cheap or not cheap, fundamentally, who cares? You don't look for cheap for somebody who's trying to grow. They have two sides of the business. I think one commercial, one government. The government loves to overpay for everything. Why not? It's a beautiful thing that it's their client. Hopefully they don't ditch him, because that would be a bad headline. All right, Nick signing out.